Hey everyone, this is Joel Lopez on my thoughts about Ubuntu dumping Unity as its desktop environment and also its hopes in creating a convergent experience. Listen, I gotta admit, I was a little devastated on the news of Unity and Convergence being dropped by Canonical. I was. Um, And I always had issues with Mark Shuttleworth in the sense of his decisions he's made in terms of not so much the decision or the direction he would go in. I actually supported those things. It was just the execution side of things. And it felt like it after a while, he just lost more and more credibility, more and more trust to get anything done. And that combined with the lack of support from the community, it turned into a hot mess. Um, I mean, you can't after so many times of saying you're going to release something, and you keep pushing things back. You state a goal, and then it's quote unquote aggressive or ambitious, and you keep failing at that. After a while, no one's going to take you seriously. And I think that was a big part of what messed up ruined his chances to do anything because he didn't have a track record of actually winning. I guess the most that you can say that he won is that he actually brought a device to product. Remember these articles, just bashing Unity to these articles finally impresses me. Um, where he actually sold phones and sold a tablet. I mean, we forget that this was just a span of like 5 years, just about 5 years. People went from crapping on Unity in 5 years' time, releasing a phone and a tablet. Just that alone, getting manufacturing and selling a device, that alone is a huge, huge, huge historic victory for Linux, for Ubuntu, and just opens up a path that opened up a door that originally was from in many people's minds. Let's be honest, a lot of you thought it was impossible to get a phone to market. Most people just said, hey, it doesn't have to be a phone thing. Let's keep it to the desktop. Linux doesn't have to be everything and everywhere. It's already everywhere. You don't need to be on phones. And that was the thing, it just amazes me how we quickly forget how much of a huge feat this was. Now, this gets me to my second point. Okay, so yes, you had Mark Shuttleworth had success, right? And even with his terrible, I guess if one thing you have to fault him for is like terrible projections and forecasting. Even if he was terrible at setting goals and achieving them in a sense of like some of these products and some of these milestones and releasing them in time, even though he got something to market and he got something in people's hands. And with that came a level of success. And so this brings me to my next point with success. There is such a thing where you get so much success that you become establishment. You become establishment, and it's cool to, turn on you at that point. There is a thing where success has a backlash, and people start to look at you as, just part of the establishment that we have to turn on and rip apart. And there was some of that too. Like say what you want about their decisions and all those things. There were some people that just wanted to not like Unity and not like Ubuntu, and not. Here's the thing: I can forgive. They couldn't forgive Unity because they were so focused on the short term. Where meanwhile, Canonical, they were shooting for the long term. And so they leveraged their initial success and try to bank on the initial success to get to that next level of success, which was convergence, because they see everything's pointing to convergence. And they wanted to be the leaders. They wanted to leapfrog. That's the term that I want to use, is leapfrog the competition. They knew they missed a boat with phones. In an interview, Mark Shuttleworth explicitly states that, like, we missed the boat with phones. And so what's the next best thing? Try to catch up? No, we actually want to leapfrog. And that's where we want to do the phone thing, but with convergence in mind. And convert a true unadulterated convergence where it's one code base. And so they were banking on their success, and they were hoping that you can forgive Unity and the issues with Unity so that they can eventually give you convergence. But no one is trying to hear that. Everyone wanted to cut up Ubuntu and Unity, and they just wanted to not be a part of that. And eventually it failed, and it was the perfect storm. Mark Shuttleworth's lack of leadership. You can tell us what the vision is, but if you can't get us there, that's part of it. And he got us, let's be honest, he got us halfway there. He did release some things. He released a tablet and a phone. That's amazing. But he didn't get us all the way there. And and I think if there was more community support, then we could have gotten there if people were a little more open-minded and futuristic in terms of what they were trying to, the end game of convergence. I think that was probably the thing that they didn't talk about more. I think there's so much more that could have been done in marketing and creating a more of an ecosystem or atmosphere of excitement for convergence. I think very little was done in that regard. And yeah, we now our best shot at convergence is this. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Linux community. You had your best shot at a true convergence experience. And instead of rallying around Canonical, it was easy to take shots at Canonical. And now this is our best bet at convergence, a fake Microsoft-like convergent experience. That's pretty much super spyware on your phone and on your devices. Good job.